Hello, friends. It's Chapo.
Do you need to go to beautician school in Kiev for some reason? I actually know someone there.
Yeah.
And you're
He
like,
does.
No, but thank you. Like, think about like when we saw, like, whenever we've seen Eric be like, it's just, I love the challenge of running a business, and his challenge is just like a bunch of like caretakers are like, Eric, do you like this magazine? And he like claps his hands like a seal.
They're like basically running him through the tests they do for like chimps or the Northern Sign Language.
Yeah, Eric, you are as smart as Coco. Good work, dude. But Hunter wakes up and it's like,
Well, no, I mean, let me correct you there. He hasn't gone to sleep. And,
Yeah,
right, he
he's-
hasn't gone to sleep.
At least several
the sun
years.
comes
but,
out.
yeah.
The sun comes out, and it's like, he's like, oh yeah, I have like a paternity suit in Alaska. Fuck. And then he's like, I guess I can call this Chinese arms dealer on the way to the airport. There are 3 boots on my car. I could just ride the lawnmower on the interstate. And then I also have to drop off this Ukrainian DNA salesman at the secret airport.
Also, another thing we didn't mention, he was proved to be the father of that kid in Arkansas.
Yes, that's also true.
God damn, Hunter, man, just a font.
He's pro pegging. I mean, come on.
And a real
yeah.
part of me, like the sick part of me that really thought that Trump being the winner made the most sense for where the country was. Like, he was a reflection of us more than this Hillary's absolute fake, repressed milieu. I honestly feel like we as a country have come to the point where we have subconsciously demanding and deserve a Biden-Trump debate.
Yes.
Just 2 absolutely checked out maniacs competing to be the president of the most powerful country in the world, and they're just doing dueling Grandpa Simpson monologues to a nation of rapt attention where half the people watching think one of the jabbering old demented men sounds like a genius, and the other one thinking the other one does.
Yeah. And no vice president debate, by the way, because no one wants to see it. No one wants to see,
nobody wants to see Pence?
like Pence versus Stacey Abrams
Oh,
or whatever.
God.
That's
Or Kamala.
yeah,
Ugh.
crap. They want to see the Suns debate.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Replace the VP debate with a Suns debate.
Eric and Don can go, like, they can be one team.
They
and
can
just
tag
go-
up.
They can
Yeah,
tag
yeah,
up.
yeah,
Tag-
2-on-1,
tag
2-on-1.
team
Hunter
against
don't care.
He's still got an arm behind his back against
he
those
would
2 just
destroy
losers.
them. He would make them cry.
Oh, yeah. No, they would be weeping by the end of it.
Because they couldn't last a minute in Hunter's world. Legitimately.
You think it's like, you triggered? You triggered?
No,
I've
like-
sucked dick for crack, dude. You think you have what it takes to trigger
No, like,
me?
like, Eric and Don can trade off. They will each enter at full health, but right before Hunter gets on stage, he just fires up a rock, and you can just tell that his health bar just goes into a different color. So you just have to deplete all of that before you can even do hit damage on him.
Yeah. He's literally, his every stat, 99999. He's like, think about, like, Hunter's up there, like Eric and Don are like, we go hunting. Do guns trigger you? And he's like, no, I literally got one like put in my mouth, and then I like kept buying crack. What's up, pussy? Like,
That's so fucking
it's true. It's literally
Oh, God,
true.
this is so true.
Like Eric and Don, like, well, you can't even like ask a girl out anymore without filling out a legal form because of this. And he's just like, I have like 12 illegitimate kids, dog. Like,
I stay fucking.
yeah, dude, like I have
not had that problem, dude. That might be on you, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe you can't fucking talk to a girl.
I'm engaged to 2 of the makeup girls from this channel right
I
now.
have 6 different women's names tattooed on my body.
Yeah.
I have converted to 3 religions in the past 2 months.
I have the Hebrew and Chinese characteristics for strength tattooed on my back.
That's
Oh,
the
God
Suns
damn
debate.
it.
The Suns debate would be like the biggest, like that would change the country, because I feel like America, like there's a part of America that thinks it's Trump, where it's just like subconsciously like, yeah, I'm a piece of shit, but I say what I mean.
Yeah, right.
But there's also a part of America that's Hunter, where it's just like, yeah, we don't have any like real moral education anymore. Like no one told, like a lot of people just don't know what it means to be a good person, but they want to be.
That is, you said that the other week, and I was thinking about how fucking true that is with Hunter. It's like he has a drive towards being a good person, but he's never seen an example of it because he's grown up amongst just disgusting DC worms.
Yeah.
the people with no character or morals, like growing up a fucking mob kid or something.
Yeah.
But he wants to be good. He's like Michael Corleone. They keep pulling him back in.
Eric and Don, Don Jr. got smacked in the face by his dad for not wearing a suit to a Yankee game.
Yeah.
Hunter got kicked out of the Navy for doing blow.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, Trump is like a perfect avatar of like American id.
Yeah.
So is Hunter though, but it could be like the good, like it could be like a Danny McBride.
Yeah,
universe.
it's like the people. It's like Trump nihilistic. The Trump ethos is just nihilistically embracing excess out of a positive desire to see cruelty done. With Hunter, it's a coping mechanism to deal with the yawning emptiness he feels, the lack of a sense of purpose, and that because he doesn't know what that looks like, so he fills it with drugs.
And it's like I mean,
you could do worse.
You meet like you,
But it's like it's out of need. Like Trump does it. Like Trump only harasses women, and because he thinks that's what you're supposed to do, and because it's a power show. Like he has no actual desires for anything. It's just pure cruelty.
Yeah, Hunter, like you meet like a lot of Americans who like they're not like their lives aren't as dramatic as Hunter, but it's like the same idea. They're just bouncing from thing to thing. They're like one week they're like, yeah, I'm a Buddhist now. Another week they just bounce from belief system to way
Wanting
of life.
to join the military is a big part of it.
Yeah.
Like that's searching.
You meet people who like into their 30s
Pat
are just going
Tillman.
from they're going from phase to phase to phase, but it's like you can tell there's like an actually very good intent in there, but they just don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know how to find any purpose. They don't know how to actually like really help anyone in a lasting way. But it's like it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because I think there are like millions of people like that in the country, and it's an unstated phenomenon in a directionless country.
I honestly feel like you can read between the lines in a lot of the Hunter profiles, and this might just be me, getting too literary with it, but I honestly feel like his whole descent to the bottom, his life of just nihilistic excess, it really got triggered by when he started to have to work in Washington.
Yeah.
Like, this is my job. Like he has quotes where he's like, yeah, I'm here because of my dad, but I got to provide for my family. And he's very explicit about saying, I know that all of these jobs are just influence peddling. I know they don't do anything good for anyone. I know that I'm not doing good. Like a lot of these people in DC, especially the kids, convince themselves that they're actually positively contributing to society.
Ivanka thinks she's helping women.
Yes, she does. She thinks she's saving women. Fucking Wyatt Koch thinks that he's bringing, a new design style to the boardroom and the discotheque. And he thinks that that's valuable. Hunter is purely disillusioned, but this is a fraud. But it's the only thing I know. I don't have talents anywhere else. I don't have the discipline to pursue something else. So fuck it.
Yeah. And it is like, I know, like he doesn't have the worst plight in America. He's been very fortunate in life. But it is like
insulated from the real cost.
Yeah, no,
of a lot of his.
He's been insulated by consequences far more than literally pretty much any other American who would go through
everyone
this.
should be insulated from those consequences.
And it is I do think you can extrapolate it to a larger phenomenon of American directionlessness and a lack of for lack of a better term, moral education and
examples.
People live their entire lives just not knowing how to glean any meaning from what they do, but just trying their hardest. It's fucking heartbreaking. If you're listening, at least fucking 3 people like this.
Let's move on from Hunter to another phenomenon embodied by another figure in this presidential race, like the sort of directionless, aimless, person who does wrong but wishes they could do right. To just basically, I don't know, how do you want to call it? American snakehood,
pure American evil,
just someone
a black hole of ambition.
Just someone who wants to slither up the flagpole as far as they fucking can go. And of course, I'm talking about Pete Buttigieg. Now that Kamala has been knocked out of, again, largely by us.
We did it, fam.
I mean, if you take seriously the people who are most dedicated to her, then yes, Rob,
absolutely,
we 100% can pat ourselves on the back for that.
Yep.
And so we talked Joe. Who, like we said, I truly don't want him to be president. He's, but
absolutely
no,
not.
it would be the last step down the fucking staircase to
but
hell.
despite myself, as we saw in that clip of him, just saying, "Look, fat, I'll knock your socks off.
I'll knock your block
right now."
off,
Yeah,
Buster.
exactly. I can't help myself finding have like some
little charming.
residual charm, or at least
There's a human flight.
he's
flickering
funny
there.
to think and talk about.
There's a
Yeah,
human,
yeah.
because he's a person.
Yeah. To the complete opposite that of Pete Buttigieg,
Oh.
someone who I just to ponder him is to just confront
just absolute
darkness.
emptiness. Absolute
Loathe.
darkness.
Loathe.
Yeah, just-
He is an Anton Chigurh ass character.
Yeah, he has talk about no positive qualities.
Yeah.
Like-
No qualities. He's like Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
Where it's just like there's
yeah.
no, he's never had a human thought. Like his thoughts are like on a weird reptilian wavelength that we couldn't even process as like human consciousness.
So
And,
I got a bunch of tabs open on Buttigieg right now, and I just want to like go through them and give like a survey of where his campaign is at. Now that Kamala's out, it's like there is like he's the guy.
He's
It's
the
like,
guy. He's the golden
Like,
child
he's
right
what
now.
they've got. Like we'll see if he's their golden child if you're not going to support Biden. Like that's who's there. So I just to begin here. This is just someone covering a stump speech he gave where he talked about climate change, foreign policy, and his healthcare plan, of which he ties to the idea of freedom, which is again explicitly.
I don't know
what
about
they,
you guys, but I'm a big fan.
That's what the Heritage Foundation does, and
freedom.
this is what he says about his healthcare plan. You're not free if you don't have healthcare.
Correct.
But you should have the freedom to choose whether you want it.
What? What?
She says, you are not free if you don't have health care, but you should have the freedom to choose whether you want it.
Wait a minute. So this is basically pitched towards Christian Scientists? Is that the idea? Like people who I have no use for the devil's medicine. Please don't have my taxes go to a system of national health care.
I mean, this is a libertarian ideology that like people should have the freedom to choose their own adventure into the poorhouse and grave.
But that's insane. I mean, there's a real argument about that when it comes to like Obamacare mandates, right? Because you're telling young people who don't have a lot of money, you're going to have to spend a big chunk of change.
Yeah, no, like the government is going to make you buy a product that you can't afford and can't use.
Exactly.
Most
And
crucially.
you probably won't even need it because you are young. You're probably going to be healthy. So it's just money you're spending. This is like, it's part of the taxes you pay, and it'll always be there. And it's by definition affordable because it's part of a progressively marginal tax base. So unless you're a Christian Scientist or something, why would you want to say no thanks? I would rather pay. What would you even pay? It would be a single payer system. What's it going to be? Single payer plus Steve? Like what Steve wants to kick in?
All right. Keep that in mind, though. Like, okay, this next thing I'm going to read to you now is soul curdling.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
it's like, as this goes on, it's going to get worse and worse. So just gird yourself.
Yeah,
up.
this is
Just,
like where you get that.
Steel yourself
you
for
get-
what's coming.
This is when you need that the Adam Curtis like ambient drone that gets really in the background gets more and more.
John Carpenter
The
and
John
Ennio
Carpenter,
Morricone,
the
thing,
drone,
soundtrack.
Yeah.
the horror drone. Ooh,
Dum, dum.
yeah, you're about to
All
confront
right, so,
monumental
this
evil.
is Ryan Grimm dug this up. This is a transcript from a podcast Pete Buttigieg was on in 2014 talking about being mayor of South Bend.
The Real Ass Dude cast. He used to be he was a founding member. The Real Ass Dude cast.
Okay.
The Maltese rattlesnake.
Very good.
All right. Okay, so that was a good laugh. Not prepared to.
Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to gird
Yeah,
myself.
okay, here we go.
Yeah, a drink
This
before
is-
the war.
This is Buttigieg talking about being mayor of South Bend, Indiana. We have really tried to position ourselves as what we call a beta city. First of all, you have this incredibly complex and diverse number of stakeholders. You've got 100,000 residents in the case of South Bend, but also external stakeholders, visitors, businesses that we are trying to be in contact with, all of which are trying to take our time and attention. It's a bit like running a corporation that has 100,000 members of the board of directors and an executive committee of 9. That would be the other elected officials here who may or may not want you to succeed. So you have to find common ground and make sure the right things take priority.